Hello, welcome back to the world. My name is Beast, and today we're back with more Clockwork Ley-Line, Flowers Falling in the Morning Mist. I flunked the interview. I say flunked. It's more so that at one point during the interview, I just say, you know what? No. Like, first off, I sent them an application for 2 separate jobs that I didn't really know anything about, aside from like cursory research. So they invited me to the interview, but one of the jobs, the one that I had more interest in, was they already had someone for that, while the other, after they explained it to me, was just negative interest. Like after they explained it to me a bit more in depth. And secondly, I already knew that I'm not gonna enjoy this interview when I walked through the front door, because mainly I forgot that I already had an interview at their place once before, and while they were a lot nicer about it this time, the first time I had an interview there, it seemed more like they were looking for a cheap like a cheap worker than an apprentice to teach. So yeah, quite frankly, it's probably better that I just decided nah. However, on a second note, that interview I had on Friday for I got an email from them that I turned down again. And that one I actually would have enjoyed. I felt. Man. Oh well. The next day, having spent more or less the entire night searching, we managed to find what we suspect to be those support devices.
仕掛けは全部で4つ。
She tells us this as she draws a simple map on a piece of paper. We fix our eyes upon it as we partake in Kurudani's provisions for
異
breakfast.
空間の真ん中の塔を中心に東西南北、実際の方角は不明ですが、とにかく四方に一つずつありました。ラズリットブロッドストーンらしき石が埋め込まれています。これが異空間を支える仕掛けだと思われます。幸い捜索の際にも誰にも出会わなかったので、見張りもいないものと思われます。
まさに今のうちだな。
この仕掛けを壊せば異空間は支えを失い、やがて崩壊していく。
ええ、相手が何してるかわからない以上時間はないわ。今すぐ破壊に行きましょう。
You can also take the bloodstones. Lazulid bloodstones are valuable resources, so don't just destroy the device. Take the bloodstone. She lines up 4 bottles as she says
これを
that.
使って。
She worked through the night to make these
これは
potions.
瓶が二重構造になっていて、この紐を引くと上の瓶の線が外れて下の薬と混ざる仕組み
Oh,
になっ
did
て
you
る
make
の。
explosives? Funny we get to this after after I watched the newest episode of the Ryza anime today, where she made the explosives to clear the rubble in Rasenboden.
混ざるとどうなるんだ？
In the Alt district, I think it was called.
爆発するわ。
爆発？これ爆薬なのかよ。
爆発といっても物理的なものではないのよ。魔力を分解するような爆発を引き起こす。
So there's no chance of us being caught up in the blast.
物理的な爆発はほとんど大したことはないから、慌てて逃げなきゃならないほどの威力もないし。
私たちは安全ということは分かりました。魔術的な威力はどの程度なのですか？
あの巨大な魔法陣みたいな大掛かりなものやラズリットブロッドストーンは壊せないけど、小さな仕掛けだけなら十分壊れるはずよ。だから仕掛けを壊して埋め込まれているラズリットブロッドストーンを外してしまえば支える魔力はなくなるわ。
なるほど、わかりました。石を回収すればこちらの魔力にも余裕ができますね。
She's the smart one. And she still doesn't know about the fact that apparently Angel was reborn. Ushio, think! Or it's not even a case of thinking. This is fucking reading comprehension. Ushio's not a Yu-Gi-Oh player. I joke. Yu-Gi-Oh players don't read either. Sorry, I've been watching I've watched like the Raren videos where he was playing Yu-Gi-Oh for a couple of hours, and then the video where he was talking with Farfa. And so many times it's just like, yes, just read the cards, and he was reading the cards. It's just that why the fuck tell people to read the cards when Yu-Gi-Oh players don't read the cards, you know? Something that would be very useful is if Master Duel just made up symbols for what certain effects do. Like when you click on a card, it shows you the card text, but also shows like symbols like, oh, this card searches, this card special summons, this card has a pop. Like, it doesn't have to be specifics, like it's a non-targeted destruction effect, or it's non-targeted banish, or it's targeted banish, or anything like that. It just needs to be, this has a pop, it has a search, and it has an ability that lets special summon something. Even just signs like that would make it so much easier to see what it is. In fact, the old Yu-Gi-Oh games for the DS had shit like that. So, anyways. Fuck. Two birds with one stone. Let's get started. It's okay this time. You can keep sleeping. She's clearly on the verge of falling asleep, so I prevent her from trying to get up. Sorry, Kurodani, could I ask you to look after her and Louis?
私お留守番？いいけど。
適切な人選だと思います。黒谷さん、留守をお願いします。
あ、鍵どうする？俺らはばらけるならこっちに持たせた方がよくねえか？
確実に使えるミチェルさんに持っていてもらうのがいいのでは？いざとなったらそれで脱出してください。
That sounds good. Give me more peace of mind.
誰か来たらすぐ逃げろよ。
わかった。
Monaco gives her the key as she holds out an unsteady hand.
黒谷、多分ルイはお前が担ぐしかねえだろうけど、大丈夫か？
頑張ります。ちょっと引きずっちゃうかもしれませんけど、それくらいなら構わないわよ。ルイだって文句は言わないでしょ。はっ。では、黒谷マヤ、精一杯全処します。
よろしくお願いします。
では行きましょう。一人一つずつ瓶を持って。引っ張る紐はこれね。
わかった。じゃあ誰がどこ行く？
ここからだと一番距離があるのはここなので。村雲くんはこちらに、私はここへ向かいますので、アーデルハイトさんは比較的近いこちらへ行ってなるべく早く戻ってください。
分かったわ。私と牛尾が一番足は遅いでしょうから。
That settles it then.
いってらっしゃい。気をつけてね。
Mishu drowsily waves her hand as we wave back at Kurodani, who's supporting her before ascending the stairs. Onicha and the others left for the other world. I want to help, but I can't put any strength into my body, and I'm extremely sleepy.
大丈夫？横になる？大丈夫です。
If I did, I probably wouldn't be waking up anytime soon. Waking up again anytime soon, and then I wouldn't be able to help Onichan if anything happened. He told me to go back home, but I refused and insisted on staying. If I ended up being useless, everything would have been pointless.
じゃあ、ここにもたれなよ。はい。
She puts my back up against the side of the bed as she says that.
ありがとう。いいっていいって。それよりさ、ちょっとくらいなら一人でも大丈夫かな。じゃあちょっとうろうろして食べ物を取ってくるよ。もう残り少ないんだ。でも危ないかも。大丈夫。声出さなかったらバレない香水かかってるし、それに食べ物尽きたらどうせ何とかしなきゃいけないでしょ。そっか。子がよく食べるもんね。
She laughs and picks up the enormous bag that she used for storing
そう
food.
だ。お兄ちゃん食べないと体が持たないし。
I'm worried about her, but when I think about Onichan's body, I know that we can't go without food. Otherwise, he'll die.
黒谷さん、気をつけてね。ありがとう。あ、そうだ。みちるちゃん何か食べたいものとかある？辛いもの好きだっけ？辛いものと。
She makes a note of it on a nearby sheet of paper.
他には？スナック菓子とか。なるほど。お菓子ね。それも辛い方がいいのかな。ハバネロ的なのとか。
She's a nice person. I could feel my mouth starting to form a smile, and I hold my knees out of
お
embarrassment.
兄ちゃん、いつもこんな人たちとここで暮らしてるんだね。
I still don't trust her. And I understand why he's trying so hard to stop the principal's plans.
バネロ的な。よし、完璧。ありがとう。他の人の多分牛尾さんは甘いもの好きみたい。そうだね。今朝も迷わずフルーツサンドだったしね。みちるちゃん優しいね。他の人のもってちゃんと気を使ってるから。僕あんまり役に立ってないか。そんなことないよ。みちるちゃんってすごいんでしょ。切り札的なこと言われてたじゃん。それは力だけは。でしょ。それに日記だってさ、みちるちゃんがいないと大変みたいだし、すっごい役に立ってるじゃない。そうかな。そう、もっと自信持ちなって。ちょっと笑った。あなたきっと自分が思ってる以上にみんなに頼りにされてると思うよ。さて、私もお役に立ちに行きますか。じゃあちょっとだけ待っててね。気をつけて。行ってきまーす。
Kurani slings her huge bag over her shoulder and leaves the room.
大丈夫かな。
Don't trust it. Trust it even less now. Mother is reclining in a chair, watching in a daze as I inspect the machinery. How long has it been? How many years has it been since we last spent this much time together once Mother started attending the school as a student? This is apparently what is known as happiness. And being apart is called loneliness. I don't quite understand it, but since Mother is happy, I am undoubtedly happy as well.
よしよし、問題ない。のーにも問題ないのだよ。
I stroked the planetarium-like machinery and turned to face Mother.
できた。できましたよ、お母様。
This girl just undid her fucking hairband. It's like she didn't step into a fucking wind tunnel. What the fuck happened to your hair? Come on. Also, there's no way it would have held up in that bun if her hair has so many like different fucking layers. Like it's layered too much to the point where like too much hair would be outside of the bun. or too much hair would be inside of it, to where it wouldn't really be a bun, but there would be like a massive overhang. Her eyes move back and forth between the machine and
これ
me.
であとは投影機を指定の場所にセットするのを待つだけですよ
She gives a slight nod.
大丈夫ですかお母様。体調はどうです？だいぶ落ち着いてきたみたい。そうですか。それはよかった。
Hearing footsteps, I turn towards them and see the German who we made our
お
ally.
やおや、その様子ではまだ客人たちは見つからないのかな。
風紀委員にも協力してもらったが、全くどこへ行ったのか。
He shrugs his shoulders as he says that with a
魔術
sigh.
の痕跡を調べる薬も使ってみたんだがな。途中で消えてしまっていた。
それはおそらくヤヌスの鍵で移動したせいだろうね。
おかげで足で探すしかなくなった。
ご苦労だったね。しかしこれだけ長い間見つからないということは、風紀が見回らない場所に潜んでいると考えるべきか。
Mother suddenly springs up from her
それ
chair.
をすぐに持ってきて。
He looks confused, seeing Mother talking to the air rather than one of us.
あれはね、私たちに言ったのではないのだよ。
では誰に？
私がいつも首に巻いていたおこちょがいただろう。二の前くんだ。あれは今お母様が使っていてね。今は聖護院さんが一緒にいるはずだから、そちらで何かあったのだろうね。
つまりあの王子女は遠距離での通信手段なのか。
そういうことだ。お母様が私たちの状況を把握し、指示を出すために特別に改造されたホムンクルスなのだよ。
なるほどな。
Almost there, the door appears out of thin air, and Ninamai comes leaping through it. But Ermine knows how to use a key on a door.
大変です。
Or that. Joguin tumbles in behind
何
them.
があったんだい聖護院さん。こんなものを風紀委員が拾ったって報告がありまして、もらってきました。
She opens up a sheet of paper that she's holding and shows
辛
us.
いもの、スナック菓子、ハバネロ的な。
何のことだ？
こっちじゃなかった。これは裏でした。
She quickly flips it over and we see some sort of map drawn on it.
何の地図だ？
これはこの印は支えのある場所だね。なるほどなるほど。陸軍時代を破壊しようという算段か。
笑い事なのか？
君には朗報だよ。お客人が直接来るかはわからないが、この印の場所のどこかで待てば行方を知る者は現れるだろうね。
それは朗報だ。で、この場所にはどうやって行く？
聖護院さん、ヤヌスの鍵を。はい、この鍵をお貸しします。行きはモモがつなげますから、帰りはこれでここに戻ってきていただければ問題ないかと。この場所か。私の顔でも思い浮かべながら鍵を回せば扉が出現するよ。
承知した。
では開きますね。
She turns the key and the door manifests. A grassy plain appears on the other side of it. At a glance, I don't see anyone from the bureau or either of our guests.
ではどうぞ。
ああ、借り受ける。あれ。
After taking the key, the German suddenly stops and turns to face
地図
me.
についていたバツ印の場所には何があるんだ？そこは守った方がいいのか？
He's up to some work while he's up to do some work while he's at it. What an honest, intelligent man.
いいや、どちらでもいいよ。
そうか。なら余裕があればということにしておく。
では、自分は西寮の警備に戻ります。1時間ほど後に合流しますので。頼んだよ。しっかりな、二の前くん。
Ninamai's voice is mother's voice, so he doesn't say anything.
行ってまいります。
She salutes and leaves with Ninamai in tow. Once again, I'm alone with Mother.
なんでしょう、お母様。少し眠ります。
She closes her
おや
eyes.
すみなさい。おーっと、風邪をひいてはいけない。
I hurriedly run up to the chapel.
確か倉庫にと。
There they are. It gets chilly here in the winter, so we have blankets that students can use to cover their legs. Pull out the blankets and someone managed to carry them on my back. I have a small frame, so it's fairly
ま
strenuous.
あ、お母様のためだ。このくらい大したことではないのだい。
I close the door to the storeroom and run back downstairs.
お母様。おや、もうお休みでしたか。
She sits in her chair with her eyes closed, snoring softly. Can't blame her for being tired. She's been using a lot of mana lately.
お母様、これを。
I cover her body in blankets.
完璧だよ。お母様には早く回復してもらわねば困るからね。
Everything is about to go our way. Here it is. The location I was assigned was on the other side of the lake. There's a Lazarus bloodstone buried within a thicket just beside the lake. Pull the string and follow Heidi's instruction and throw the bottle at where the stone is. I hear a faint explosion, so it looks like it went off. As you mentioned, it didn't do much physical damage, and the sound was quiet enough that I doubt anyone in the area would have even noticed. Let's see now. That! Walk up to the contraption and see the glowing stone roll into the lake, having been blown away by the blast. Damn it. Hurry after it, but it's already submerged and I can't see it. If I remember correctly, this was pretty deep. I rescued Furio from it once before, but I'm not sure if it's safe enough to go diving in without any sort of equipment. Not to mention that there might be creatures inside it. I really don't want to end up fighting some unknown monster. Guess I'll have to give up on it. I'll just hope that the other three managed to bring their stones back successfully. Though I'm probably never going to hear the end of it from Murakumo.
うまくいきましたね。
Adelaide's compound works like a charm, and stone embedded in the ground pops out from the explosion. I gently pick up the stone that's lying on the grass, a Lazarus bloodstone, a solid mass of mana.
少し小ぶりですね。
These stones apparently vary in size depending on how much mana is stored in them, and while they do come in all sizes, this one is relatively small. It quells my fear that the place is actually much larger than it seems given how big it already
あ
is.
くまで固定するための支え。いわばくさびのようなものだから。
It wasn't used in the creation of this world, so 4 of these is more than enough to keep it from
間に合わ
collapsing.
なかったか。
Yep. I hold my breath and hide in the shadows of a nearby tree. I hear footsteps in the grass and see Louis' brother.
私には気づいてない。
It's all thanks to the perfume that blocks perception by others. I hid myself before he gets close enough so he didn't hear me or making any noise either.
この匂いは破壊薬か。アーデルハイトが関わっているのは間違いないようだな。
That is actually
アー
good
デル
that
ハイ
he
トさんを探し
smells
て回って
the
いたよう
potion.
ですね。ここへ来たのは。
Like it's good that he smells the potion, because if he actually has like a really good nose for stuff like this, it might be a case that he can even sniff out the perception blocking potion. But since another smell is there, it would probably block that. So I think I heard him saying earlier that he didn't make it in time. He must have meant that he was unable to prevent the support from being
つま
destroyed.
りこちらの策に学園側は気づいているということ。
What do I do? I can't exactly stay hiding here forever. If he's looking for Adelaide and has no luck here, he might go to where the
し
others
か
are.
もあれは確か魔術の痕跡を調べる薬のはず。
The small bottle that he's holding is familiar. Adelaide and Louis have used it before. He'll find me instantly if he
どう
uses
する
that.
べき？音を立てないようにこの場を離れるか。
I come to a decision within a few seconds. If he doesn't find me, he might go to the other locations and prevent the supports from being
他の
destroyed.
3人のところへこの人を行かせてはいけない。
Making up my mind to jump out from the shadows.
お前は
Having made a sound, Ulrich notices me as expected and comes chasing after me.
すぐ追いつかれる。
I know that much, but I can't do anything with my weak legs. Even so, I have to draw his attention. Take out the fainting perfume and spray it in his
吸
direction.
い込まなければ効かんよ。
He says that expressionlessly and fans it away from his face with his
アー
hand.
デルハイトではなかったが、まあいい。ルートビヒの居場所は知っているだろう。
教えるわけがないでしょ。
I can't outrun him. I know that, but I still run off in an effort to lead him away. Yep. Feel something strike the back of my neck and instantly my consciousness starts to fade.
手加減はしたぞ。
My thoughts stop right as he finishes talking. Yeah, so part of the reason why I might also have part of the reason why I also might have a bit of additional hesitation. Well, I might have had a bit of additional hesitation before this. There are 2 thumbnails I saw accidentally from Justin. Because I accidentally clicked on his fucking new uploads channel like an idiot. Namely the one where Louis was being grabbed, and the next one, which involved, you know, the fact that Ushio is in a room with Fuito, which quite heavily implies capture. And you know how I can be. Anyways. Rodani comes back looking awfully panicked. She bursts into the room and lowers her head at me, clasping her hands together apologetically.
どうしたの？購買部の近くでさ、風紀委員に見つかりそうになっちゃったのよ。スナック菓子の袋ってガサガサ言うから聞こえちゃったみたいで。そんなに無理してくれなくてもよかったのに。ああ、みちるちゃんのせいじゃないよ。私が選ぶの夢中になっちゃって油断したのがいけないんだから。なんとかその人にはバレずに逃げられたんだけどさ、メモした紙も落としちゃったし。あとつけられてない？わかんない。だからここ危ないかもしれないから、ちょっと移動しよう。そうだね。でもどこに？上の異空間ってののドア。多分小型たちが戻ってくる時にも使うだろうから、中に入ってドアの近くで待ってたらどうかな。そっか。それなら部屋の方に誰か来てもすぐには見つからないね。うん。最悪階段の上まで来そうだったら必殺ヤヌスの鍵しかないけど、それくらいなら大丈夫。あ、でもルイさん。頑張る。まずカバンだけ上に置いてくるね。いっぺんには無理だわ。
She runs up the stairs and leaves her bag on the other side of the door before returning.
よいしょ。やっぱ引きずっちゃうかな。大丈夫？ごめんね。僕手伝えなくて。平気平気。みちるちゃんこそ大丈夫？動ける？
I nod and shakily hold onto the bed to get up on my feet. I'll probably be staggering a bit, but I think I'll be able to
じゃあ
walk.
みちるちゃん先に行って。私が先だとルイさんを落っことしたらみちるちゃん巻き添えにしちゃうし。
So I make my way up the stairs using the wall for support. When I step to the door, I see Shizuka running towards me.
みちる、何してんだお前。
黒谷さん、手伝ってあげて。
手伝うって何があった？
僕らのご飯取りに行ってくれてて、風紀の人に見つかったかもって。だから念のためにこっちに。
分かった。お前はここで待ってろ。
He darts down the stairs without waiting for me to finish my clumsy explanation. He comes back in no time at all with Louis on his back.
いやー、助かったわ。ナイスタイミングですよ、村雲先輩。
まったく無茶しやがって。おとなしくしてりゃいいのに出歩くなよ。
He scolds Kurodani as he puts Louis down onto the
で
ground.
もご飯ないと困る。
It didn't stop her earlier, so I tried to defend her, and Shizuka's expression becomes
いや
awkward.
そりゃそうだけどよ。
ごめんなさい。多分後はつけられてないと思うんだけど。
しょうがねえな。飯は手に入ったのか？
それはなんとか。
ならチャラでいいか。どのみちずっとあそこにいてもいずれ見つかっただろうしな。
よかった。
みちる、お前は歩いて大丈夫なのかよ。
だいぶ楽になったから。
I'm still a little wobbly, but I can definitely walk, and I probably won't fall asleep if I'm moving around.
ごめんね。
何が？
僕がもっとうまく力を使えてたらきっとこんな風に隠れなくても済むのに。
バーカ、何言ってんだ。誰もそんなこと気にしちゃいねえよ。
そうだよ。みちるちゃんのせいじゃないってさっきも言ったじゃん。でも
なんだよこいつ、ずっとこんなこと言ってんのか？
ちょっとね。
あのなみちる、お前がうまいこと力使えねえからって誰もお前を責めたりしねえよ。
それは分かってる。
お前のおかげで助かったことだって何度もあるんだから。だいたいんなこと言ったらそもそもお前を巻き込んだのは俺のせいみてえなとこもあるんだから。
静かのせいじゃないよ。話しかけたのは僕の方だし。
だったらお互い様でいいだろ。お前も俺のせいだと思ってねえなら俺だってそうだ。多分他の連中だってそうだろうよ。
そりゃそうだよ。古賀だって村雲先輩のせいで妹がなんて絶対思ってないって。お兄ちゃんそんなこと思わないよ。
待てこら、なんで俺が慰められてるみてえになってんだ？
だって気にしてるみたいだったから。
みちるがうじうじ言うからだろうが。
ごめん、もう言わない。
本当だな。もう悩むなよ。よし、じゃあおとなしく休んどけ。まだ顔色白いぞ。
はーい。
I do as he says and sit down.
なんだかんだ言って村雲先輩って面倒見いいですよね。
She smirks as she looks back and forth between me and Shizuka.
うるせえ。てめえ、今の話古賀の野郎に言うんじゃねえぞ。
ダメなの？
ダメに決まってんだろ。
何を騒いでるのよ。こんなところで。
あ、
Heidi had returned at some point and is looking at us confused.
すみません、私のせいなんです。何かあったの？
He explained the situation to her while we wait for Oninsha and Anushio to come back. Why is everyone out here?
お兄ちゃん。ほら、早かったわね。一番遠くに行ったのに。
Wave back at Heidi and Kurodani and run over to where they are, which for reasons unknown to me, is on this side of the door.
おかえ
What are you all doing here?
り。ごめん。
What'd you do this time?
食料調達に行ったら風紀の人に物音聞かれたんで慌てて逃げ帰ってきました。
Why didn't you just sit still in the room?
怒らないで。だってご飯もうないって。
I see. We were completely out? That would explain why Michiru didn't stop her. Because of my illness, it'd be bad for me if I didn't eat. She's trying to defend Kurodani because she feels somewhat responsible for that.
あとはスコンブとチーズタラとサキイカだけになってた。
なんでそんな酒のつまみ大量に持ってきてんだよ。
保存食的にはいいかと思って。でもさすがにこれだけじゃ持たないでしょ。
That's for sure.
まあ、どうせ霞の部屋もいずれは調べられてただろうからな。
そうね、仕方ないわね。すみませんでした。ありがとうございます。
Where's Muku, by the way?
まだだよな。
最初に帰ってきたの静か。やけに遅いわね。
俺と距離は変わらなかったはずだろ。遅いよな。
Maybe something happened to her. I'm hoping that it's because she found something and is investigating it or something. But if so, she would have come back to ask for Heidi's help since she would know
こ
more.
こが異空間の壁はだいぶ不安定になってるわ。
Heidi says that as she looks at our
この
surroundings.
感じだと牛尾の分も含めて仕掛けは全部壊れてると思うわよ。
So we were successful.
じゃあどうしたんだろう。
Could she have been spotted by an enemy? Now she can't move and is trying to stay hidden. I want to think about it, but she could have been captured too, damn it.
とりあえず獅子型には心配だけどよ。一旦ここから離れねえか。もしかすると風紀委員が乗り込んでくるかもしれないんだろ。
そうね。じゃあ牛尾の担当していた方に移動しましょう。もしかしたら戻ってくる牛尾と鉢合わせするかもしれないしね。
Yeah.
なんだ
Suddenly, an earth-shaking roar resounds throughout the
崩
world.
壊が始まったの。あれ、みんな。
She points upward as she shouts, above the spiral staircase, even higher than the magic circle.
なんだよ。
歯車。
High up in the sky, large gears are slowly but surely descending in tandem with the thundering of sounds. Are we gonna get an animated sequence that won't record? No, we didn't.
ここは
When I try to move around, I notice that my hands and feet are restrained. On top of that, I'm also lying on the ground. If I remember correctly, I ran into Ulrich and fainted afterwards. That's about all I can recall.
連れてこられたというところでしょうね。
Looking around at my surroundings, this place is familiar. It's the basement of the Champa, which I've already been imprisoned in twice
で
before.
もあの機械はな。
There's a strange pieces of machinery that wasn't there last
お
time.
やおや、お目覚めのようだね。
学園長、
Having noticed that I've regained consciousness, the principal and Ulrich approach me.
いやー、久しぶりだね、獅子型にさん。相変わらず知恵が回るようだね、君は。
何のことでしょう。
これだよ、こ
She unfolds a piece of paper that she's holding in her hand and shows it to me.
あれは異空間の地図？
The one with the locations of the support devices. She knew that what we were up to because of that. But why does she have it?
れ。あの異空間を壊してしまおうと思ったようだね。
何のことです？
I suppress the relentlessness within my heart and feign ignorance. Shouldn't be giving them more information. Be better for me to keep quiet about our plans.
けなげだね。実にけなげだ。感動してしまうよ。
It's gonna be a case of destroying the other world was a necessary step anyway because it will release enough mana to power a stronger spell. Or something like that. She laughs loudly for a while before putting down the map and taking out a small box.
あれは
覚えていたようだね。そうさ、コルス・アラブスさ。
One of the mists that we had previously retrieved and sealed. Anyone pricked by the feathers that fly out from the rocks is forced to answer 3 questions posed to them by the user. I myself used it on Korgal once.
さてさて、答えてもらうよ。
She opens the box without a moment's hesitation. A feather flutters in the air and pricks my head.
聞きたいことは、ドイツのお客人のいる場所でいいかな？
I don't know if you should or not. Like, I know that's unlikely to actually be the fucking solution, but I would at least try it. To just answer every single fucking random ass question she asks while the feather is still like stuck to me. Like, in the hopes that it actually uses up a question.
おう、
では、獅子型にさん、教えてく
I immediately bite my lip, but it's useless. Words fly out of my mouth, heedless of my
アーデ
intentions.
ルハイトさんは 異空間に。ルイさんは村雲さんの部屋です。
だそうだよ。
村雲さんの部屋というのは？
ああ、これで行くと早いよ。
She takes that key of Giannis from her pocket and turns it in midair. A door immediately appears. I wanted to shout and tell them to run away, but that would have only served to put Ulrich on his guard.
おや、
無人のようだな。
誰もいない。気づいて逃げてくれた。何え、それにしては早すぎる。
Something must have happened to make them change their hiding spot. What an unfortunate stroke of good luck.
どこか移動したのかもしれないね。けれど、それを答えなかったということは、彼女は行方を知らない。
仕方ない。異空間とやらでアーデルハイトを探すか。
ご苦労だがそうしてくれたまえ。さ、どうぞ。
She closes the door to Murakama's room and uses the key to open a new one to the other world. I know it's not gonna happen, but imagine how hilarious it would be if, like, if Fukuoka just noticed the door opening, just like hid next to the door, so I'd come out to the door and just locked him in the side of the head. Like, from their perspective, all they see is like him like taking one step out of the door, so like just fucking whiplash of the ages, and he's just on the fucking ground. After all, sneak attack does give, attacking from hidden does give advantage.
では、鍵は預けておくよ。ああ、そうだ。ついでにこれも持っていくといい。
She also hands him Corvus
君の
Albus.
魔力なら2、3回は使えるだろう。
助かる。これを使えば他の連中からアーデルハイトたちの居場所を聞き出せるんだな。
その通り。ただし気をつけてくれたまえ。あの異空間はあと1時間くらいでなくなってしまうからね。
1時間か。
そうだ。それにそこの彼女を他の場所へ運びたいから15分ほどしたら一度ここへ戻ってきてほしい。
承知した。
He nods and walks through the door.
1時間ほどでなくなる。どういう意味だろう。私たちが支えを壊したと知っている。でもそれにしては
I have a bad feeling about this. Begin to worry. Cold sweats forming around my forehead and the back of my neck.
獅子型にさん、顔色が悪いよ。
She gives an almost innocent smirk.
狙いどころは良かったが、少し気づくのが遅かったようだね。あの異空間の支えを壊してくれたのはむしろ今となっては好都合だったよ。
Beneficial. That bothers me, but could very well be a trap.
何のお話かわかりませんが。
必死だな。もう勝敗は決まっているというのに。
She bursts into laughter as she looks down at me and pompously spreads out her arms. Suddenly, they just hear a crash. She looks over at the machine she was tinkering with that they need for the plan. A piece of debris from the ceiling fucking fell off and crushed it because they failed to properly keep the space in good shape. Their plan is ruined. She bursts into laughter as she looks down at me and pompously spreads out her
もう
arms.
すぐ巨体を浮かせるだけの魔力が供給されずに歯車が降りてくるよ。
歯車。
それに投影機をセットして再び空へと浮かび上がらせる。そうすれば新しい魔法陣が起動するんだ。
The principal walks towards the circular machine as she says that and takes out a disc-shaped object.
これだよ。
This is the CG in question that I accidentally saw, by the way. Yeah, no wonder I was feeling very, very reluctant to continue, because you all know how I am, and it's entirely my own fucking fault. So by projector, she was referring to that contraption. The disc she removed has tightly packed letters and patterns drawn on it.
あれは魔法陣。
The magic circle is engraved directly onto that disc, which means that the machine is going to project that magic circle somewhere.
これが何かわかるかな？頭のいい君のことだからすぐに理解できるさ。これは君たちが壊してくれた魔法陣とベースは同じものさ。夜の生徒たちを召喚し出現させる蘇生さ。特殊加工されたラズリットブロッドストーンを使用し、夜の生徒を半永久的に西寮の生徒の体に定着させる式が組み込まれているのだよ。ここまでは今まで通りだが、今回はきちんと前の反省を踏まえて改善させてもらったよ。ほら、この部分を見てくれたまえ。君も少しは知識があるからわかるだろう。
On the disc thrust from my eyes, the text written on the part she's pointing at is for...
魔力の吸収。
その通りさすがは獅子型にさんだ。君たちが支えを壊してくれたおかげで、あの異空間は今実に不安定になっている。つまり魔力が流れやすい状態になっているわけだ。魔法陣の起動とともに異空間自体の魔力を瞬時に全て魔法陣に流し込み吸収させ、魔術が即発動する仕組みになっているのだよ。完璧だろ。
異空間すべてを。
Can't even imagine how much mana that would amount to. They were planning on absorbing the realm from the very start anyway, even if we didn't destroy the
これ
supports.
どころじゃない。完全に空振りだった。
I curl up my hands at the fists out of frustration. I pay no heed to me. The principal continues to talk in high spirits.
さらにこちらを見てくれたまえ。魔法陣の中のこの部分の暗示の記述により、魔術の発動とともにこの学園内の人間は夜の生徒の真実と西寮の生徒たちの存在を忘れてしまう。つまり最初から西寮の生徒は夜の生徒だったと思ってしまうというわけだ。
That would never work out, though. Like, they fucking graduate school at one point. Like, their plan would eventually cause the fucking authorities to come for the entire school. Which would just fuck the students, but again. These homunculi are not very far-sighted. Like, even if you ignore morals, this would never work because the other students still have parents outside the school. They still have families outside the school. They still have friends outside the school. There's still the government outside the school that will notice if people go missing. And, and they, of course, would go to the school where they were to inspect them. And since they are the ones, they are part of the people that aren't hypnotized, they would in turn notice when people act weird about this shit. It would just arouse suspicion and eventually lead to massive fucking problems.
それだけの知識があるのなら、どうして
Can't hold myself back anymore and shout at her.
どうして他の方法を探そうとしないのですか？どうしてこんな手段を？
おやおや、急にどうしたのだね。他に方法はないと前にも言わなかったかな。
20年前の火事のこと調べました。
火事？20年前の？
ええ、あなた方が蘇らせようとしているのはあの火事で行方不明になった生徒。
For a moment she stares at me blankly, but...
調べた！火事を調べたのかい！
She laughs wholeheartedly.
それを知ればどうにかなるとでも思ったのかな。 どうにもできなかったから私たちはこの方法を考え出したのだよ。最悪のマギエは存在しない。何度か魔術で探したか見つからなかった。死んだマギエの魂は生まれ変わるが、その生まれ変わった人間がマギエとしての能力を目覚めさせるかどうかはまた別の話なのだよ。私たちは何度も何度も探したさ。無数の案内状を送り、帰ってくる鳥の数に一喜一憂した。
鳥
She's referring to the ones that appear when the guidebook for prospective students is opened. I heard from Koga that I heard from Koga that happened with Michiru. So that was meant to search for the Magi of
鳥
Calamity.
だけじゃない。何度も何度も魔術探知をして最悪のマギエの生まれ変わりを探したさ。しかし救い主はついに現れなかった。結果我々はこの結論にたどり着いたのだよ。夜の生徒たちを救うか西寮の生徒を救うか、どちらかを選ばなければならない。そして私たちは夜の生徒を選び、君たちは彼らを見捨てた。そういうことだよ。
The gears continued to descend with a thunderous roar as we watched with blank amazement.
なんかやばいんじゃないの？どうするの？
Leave. Heidi, do you know what that is? What's going on?
おそらくだけど、
She responds while staring at the
異
gears.
空間の支えがなくなったことで魔力が足りなくなって浮いていられなくなったのではないかしら。
So it's one of the side effects of this place collapsing. I think back to our conversation with Muko when we were discussing the magic circle at length. Why the magic circle was stopped at the reason behind them moving the door away from the magic circle. Was the administration waiting for something? Waiting, but for what? It was obvious from the start they were waiting for the moment when they could revive the night students, which means they were waiting for this!
この状況がそもそも学園側の狙いだったということ？
どういう意味だよ。
Could it be that they moved the door to the middle of nowhere because they knew that this place was going to collapse?
扉の移動は時間稼ぎじゃない。退避だったのよ。歯車が降りてくるのに物理的に邪魔になるからどけたんだわ。この異空間は最初から壊すつもりだったのよ。最初から？異空間ごと壊すという手段に対して何も対策していなかったのもそのせいよ。壊されてもよかったのよ。
じゃあどうするんだよ。支えは壊しちまったし、敵の思うツボってことだろ。
What should be our course of action? If Muko were here, she would have instantly come up with a suggestion. Those gears, if they're waiting for those gears to come down, ignoring them would be the most dangerous option. Checking that the offensive perfume is still in my pocket, I look up at the gears. I've got a bad feeling about this. Let's head to the top of the spiral staircase where the gears are going to land. Maybe Muko is safe making her way there too.
そうね。近づいてみないとあれが何なのかもわからないし。
行くか。
私も行く。
Hey, Kodani.
なんでだよ。
なんか手伝えるかもしれないでしょ。頭数は多い方がいいじゃないですか。危険よ。何が起こるかわからないならヤヌスの鍵っていうの貸してよ。邪魔しないし危なくなったらすぐ逃げるから。
But then that means Michiru and Louis will be...
僕、ルイさんは僕が見てる。
Michiru?
一人でも大丈夫。少しくらいなら。
Oh my god. Is... Instead of finding Adelheid, is Ulrich actually going to find Michiru, and before he can actually, like, attack her, she manages to dispel his hypnosis or something? The resolve is surprisingly strong. What brought this about?
本当かよ。無理してねえか。
してない。
Well, this will be alright. Be better than to have either Heidi or Murakumo keep the key. Kodani never used it before, so she might not be able to go. Might not be able to in an emergency. So Michiru, now she's made up her mind. Nothing I will say. I say will change it now.
でも一応どこかもうちょっと目立たないところに運んでもらえると 嬉しいかな。わかったわ。
You sure, Heidi?
みちる、ルイのことお願いするわ。でもいざとなったらあなた一人で逃げて。たとえ相手側に捕まったとしても、アーリックがいる限りルイが危害を加えられることは多分ないはずよ。わかった。
意外だな、お嬢様。ルイの方が優先じゃなかったのかよ。
本来はね。でももし私とルイが逆の立場だったら。
そうか。
Heidi's made up her mind as well, so it should be fine to leave it to Michiru then. I'll carry him.
どこか隠せるところはあるか？
Let's see. I carry Lou on my back over to the hole in the tree where Furia and I spent the night when we wandered here. They wouldn't be able to spot you at a glance
ちょうど
here.
良さそうね。
なあ、異空間はゆっくり消滅しかけているんだろう。この場所に2人を置いといて時間切れになったらやばくねえの？
空間とともに消滅するとかそういうことはないわよ。
ああ、なら大丈夫か。
You just stay here and don't wander around, got it?
お兄ちゃんたちも気をつけてね。
She climbs into the hole in the tree. Let's get going now.
おう、歯車確かめに行こうぜ。
私たちの攻撃手段は限られてるわ。慎重に気を引き締めていきましょう。
Kordani tightly grips the key of Giannis she was given. After Ulrich left, I remained restrained in the room underneath the cap, unable to do anything.
あの円盤、細かい部分は分からなかったけれど、吸収を示す印だけは学園長がわざわざ見せてくれた。
If I could insert even a tiny scratch between the symbol and the one for activation, I could prevent the magic circle from instantly
だけ
activating.
どさすがに投影機から目を離してはくれない。きっと油断している今がチャンスなのに。
But even if I did have the chance, I can't do anything with these handcuffs on me. If anything, the handcuffs are just a way of hitting it. Is there anything else? Could I maybe let Korg and the others know about this somehow? In the end, I'm unable to do anything until Ulrich returns.
やーおかえり。
ああ、かなり広いせいでな。アーデルハイトはおろか、一っ子一人会わなかった。
よかった。
Hearing those words filled me with relief. Everyone else should still be safe, though I'm wondering where they're
この
hiding.
鍵を無効化する香水の効力が切れるまで。
Sighing, he returns the key of Giannis to the principal.
学園長、合流時間です。おお、ちょうどよかった。獅子ごとにさんを運んでくれたまえよ。
わかった。
He lifts me without much
暴れ
effort.
ないでくれよ。手荒な真似をしないといけなく。
From the sound of it, I won't be getting away with just one or two broken bones, so I'll resign myself and stay still.
では、獅子型にさん、この鍵で宝物庫の前へ扉を開いてくれたまえ。
She plays the key of Giannis in my hand.
なぜ私に？
If I assume that the perception-blocking perfume has worn off, what would I do if I opened the door to Koga?
いえ、無理だわ。アーリックさんと聖護院先輩。それに鍵で突然現れ。
Given that I don't know where they currently are, I can't be putting them in danger like that.
さあさあ、急いでくれたまえよ。ハリハリハリ。
While I hesitate, since I can't tell what her true intentions are, she suddenly returns to her usual self and tilts her head.
ああ、やりたくなければ他の方法にするだけだからどちらでもいいんだけどね。
What would the other way be? I have absolutely no idea, considering that I don't even know why she asked me to do it in the first place.
宝物庫ですね。
After much thought, I decide to do as she says. Having to use a mist I'm familiar with is probably better than seeing what else she comes up with.
ご苦労。
She takes the key back immediately after I use it and opens the door. It's probably connected right in front of the treasury. It goes without saying that there's nobody else here, so it's dead silent.
じゃあちょっと試してみよう。獅子ヶ谷さんを将軍院さんに渡してくれたまえ。
She barks out orders as she enters the treasury.
よいしょ。
Taking me for Murik, Shoguin walks unsteadily towards the treasury.
ちょっと
I'm going to be blown back, instinctively close my eyes and expecting an impact. Feel a tingle resembling a static shock as I'm safely carried inside.
驚いたようだね、獅子ヶ谷さん。
The principal, who was already inside, happily observes my wide-eyed
この
face.
結界はね、内在している魔力に反応してるんだ。だから魔力を完全に使い切った直後なら実は人間でも通ることができるんだってさ。リートに聞いたから間違いないよ。一時期彼女を預かっていたからね。古賀くんは以前どうして宝物庫に入れたんだい？彼はホムンクロスなのかい？
あの結界は人間の内在している魔力に反応しているから魔力がほぼゼロになる一種。
ほうほう。つまり魔力を使い切れば誰でも通ることは可能なのか。
そうね、誰でも通れるわ。
だからヤヌスの鍵を私に。
I'm able to use it once, but that essentially depletes all my mana since I have less than the average person. Using an amount greater than what you have will cause you to faint, much like what happens when someone accidentally activates a mist, but simply depleting it is safe. And that's exactly what happened when I used it.
その通りだよ。もう断られたら他のミストを使って魔力を吸い取るだけの話だったのだがね。
That was the other method she was referring to. Resisting would have been pointless
そ
then.
して人間の魔力はゆっくりと微量ずつだが回復する。つまり
I finally see what her intentions are.
そろそろいいかな。将軍院さん試してみよう。はーい。
Still carrying me, Shoguin now tries to exit the treasury. This time, the entrance responds and I'm forced back, causing Shoguin to lose her balance and fall on her behind.
これで君は少なくともミストが復活するまで決して外には出られないよ。
This is why she stole my mana in order to trap me here.
確かにここならミストの力でも使わなければ。
They're currently all sealed.
言ってて大丈夫ですか？
Try my best to figure out what to do in this situation, and Shoguin is treating me like she would any regular student.
学園長、当分外に出られないですし、手錠外してあげてもいいですか？これとっても痛そうです。そうだね。まあいいだろう。ありがとうございます。よかったですね。あらら、跡がついちゃってる。痛いですか？
いえ。
She's acting as if this is completely normal and it's throwing me off.
優しい人なのに。
Because of some twisted promise, she's being used for such an inhumane plan.
さあ、これで大丈夫ですよ。終わったかい？では戻るとしよう。
She walks towards the exit and speaks to me over the
で
shoulder.
はしばらくそこで大いなる魔術がなるのを見守っていてくれたまえ。ではでは。
Two of them leave, and I'm left here in the treasury by myself. I'm surrounded by numerous mists wrapped in talismans. It'll be another 2 days before I'm able to use any of these.
古賀君。
We need some more angel interruption, please. I know that it's pointless, but I try heading for the exit. All that happens is the barrier ruthlessly rejecting me as I expected.
魔力なんてほとんどないのに。
I may have recovered some, but it's not enough to use the Key of Giannis again. So even after the seals wear off, I'm still limited in which mists I can use.
でも
The Lazulid Bloodstone from the support I destroyed. I hurriedly checked my pocket and find that it's still
これには
there.
学園長たちも気づいてなかったみたい。これなら
It's just a pebble, but it's more than enough to use a mist. But none of these mists can be used right now.
どこかにもう封印が切れかけてるミストはないの？早めに封じられて使えるものは。
I tried searching, but unluckily for me, none of them are like
待
that.
つしかないの。ミストが使えるようになるまで。でも
By then, it'll be too late. Left in this hopeless situation, I have no choice but to bite my lip and admit defeat. Doesn't seem like there's anyone up there. We slowly proceed up the spiral staircase. I'm in front, followed by Heidi and Kurdani and Murakumo.
下からも誰も来てねえぜ。
まだ学園長たちもここには来ていないのかしらね。
I'm assaulted by a feeling that I don't quite understand, like I'm constantly anxious despite being relaxed. Anxiety is due to the Muko not being here. It's definitely strange that she hasn't come back yet. There's a fairly good chance that she's been captured, so I can't help but worry. However, for some reason I'm not so perturbed as to lose my composure and act hastily. Really, what's going on? Unable to come up with any answers by myself, I pose a question to the other three. Hey, what do you guys think happened to Muko?
どうしたって。
やっぱ何かあったんじゃねえの？最悪の事態じゃなきゃいいけど。
Captured, huh?
黙って戻ってこないというのは牛尾らしくないわ。それなら戻れない状況にあると考えた方がいいでしょうね。
Yeah. Perception blocking perfume should still be in effect, which means that we can't use the key of Giannis to find her either.
お前意外と冷静だな。
You're in the same boat that I'm in. We haven't seen Sumi or Tsubaki since they were pulled away.
同じってか。ま、似たようなもんだけどよ。
I wonder if those two are in the same place as Muko, namely the enemy's hands. As I'm pondering that, we reach the top of the spiral staircase. The gears have descended a good amount and are quite close now.
近くで見るとやっぱでけえな。
Kurodani, you wait there, here on the stairs. If anything happens, go back to where Michiru is, grab her and run.
わかった。
She gives a confident nod and stops following us. Oh yeah, they are very close! Oh boy, what the fuck? Considering how tall the door was, there's about as much space between the ground and the gear as there was the height of the door. Maybe a little bit more. Those are crashing into the ground within like the next few seconds if they're actually falling. And considering how far up they were earlier, and it's only been like 15 minutes, they're crashing soon. Murakumo, Heidi, and I step onto the platform at the top. The two silhouettes I see cause my feet to stop in their tracks.
やあ、やっぱり来たのか。
Are you hypnotized again? Sumi and Tsubaki look neither surprised nor happy to see
か
us.
すみ、身分さ。
This is... I thought that it was the hypnosis from last time, but then I smell a familiar scent. The same one as when Hanatate looked like Omaru.
暗示の香の匂いだわ。あの二人に使ったようね。
やっぱりかよ。
一時的に魂の上書きをしているから暗示解除の魔法陣じゃダメ。しばらく気絶させるしかないわ。
At least they're safe. Could you two let us through?
すまないミー君。それはダメなんだ。
うん。私たちあの歯車を守らなきゃいけないんだよね。
Well, I should have known they'd say that since they've been hypnotized.
よりにもよって。
守るってあの歯車は一体何なの？大事なものだよ。
大事ってどう大事なんだよ。
知らないけど大事なんだよ。
おい、ダメだぞこれ。
I
守
know.
ってどうするの？
あの歯車を再び天へと浮き上がらせるのが私たちの役目なんだ。
だからマギアの二人なんだわ。何かわからないけれど、歯車のために魔力がいるのよ。
Heidi whispers that to me. That's a problem. We came here to stop
ミ
that.
ー君の頼みでもそれはできないよ。相手が誰であろうと、私たちは歯車を守らなければならないからね。
一旦気絶させるしかないよね。
しばらくすれば元に戻るんだよな。
1時間ほどでね。
Heidi immediately takes out perfume and poises herself to attack. Seeing that, Tsubaki takes a step forward.
スミちゃんは下がっていて。
頑張ってね。
Hey, hey, it's 3 against 1, you know.
だからなんだ。それ以上前に出てくるなら誰でも容赦しないよ。
二人ともできたら取り押さえて。私が気絶させる香水をかけるから。
しょうがねえな。
He gives me a signal before he darts off. I run as well and close in on Tsubaki.
おっと、ミー君はやっぱり早いな。
But my hands move in vain and grab empty space. As if she could read our minds, she skillfully takes a step back.
生まれてる。
Heidi panics when she sees us miss and also steps backwards. Murakumo will circle around from behind. Seeing that things aren't going as planned, I shout at Murakumo and go for Tsubaki, putting myself between her and Heidi. I feel a strong impact on my flank and see that Tsubaki's kick connected.
子が
手加減はしないよ。悪いけど。
I step back before I receive a second hit. She doesn't pursue me, but instead turns around and drives an elbow towards Murakumo. He barely dodges it as I try to move into Tsubaki's blind spot. However, she quickly notices what I'm doing.
邪魔し
かすみ
Murakumo's uniform is being dragged backwards as if pulled by some invisible force. Apparently, he's being restrained by Kasumi's powers.
村雲、しばらくおとなしくしていてくれるか。
She turns towards Murakumo again. Her back's completely defenseless. Stop it, Tsubaki! She'll probably be able to dodge, but I charge at her anyway.
無駄だよ。
She stoops down, and the next thing I know, I'm flying in the air. Crap, she threw me straight towards Heidi. Oot! I immediately twist my body in order to avoid a direct hit. As a result, I can't fully break the fall, and I'm left-winded.
子が大丈夫なの？
Barely! Oh, I never knew she was so strong. I rub my hips as I get up. Fortunately, I don't feel anything wrong with my bones and muscles, so they must not have suffered much damage.
いや、さすがにここまでじゃなかったぞ。まるっきり俺た
環境のせいよ。周りで行為の魔術が何度も行われたせいで影響を受けて能力が伸びているんだわ。
Urging us to be careful, Heidi preemptively sprays some of the perfume to keep Tsubaki away from
これ
herself.
は息を吸わなければ効かないから平気だよ。
But she sees through it at that as well and easily evades. Heidi, get back, don't get too close to her. To prevent Heidi from getting attacked, I close in on Tsubaki, blocking her path. Her mind reading puts me completely on the defensive, and capturing her is out of the question. Well, here's the thing. Yes, she can mind read, and she's strong, but you're still quite... You're probably stronger and faster than her. Because, surprise, surprise, muscle power doesn't just decide strength, but also how quickly they move. So all you have to do is, like, continuously try to outpace her mind reading. Like, just be faster, essentially. Get good, is what I'm saying. I should just shut the fuck up, quite frankly. Damn, there has to be some way. Even a second is fine, I just need to catch her off guard. I raided the perfume as well and wait for an opening. Suddenly a door appears out of nowhere. Naturally, Tsubaki is startled and turns towards it. Heidi! Heidi promptly aims for Tsubaki's face and sprays the perfume. Tsubaki must have gotten a good whiff of it as she goes limp and falls to the floor.
お前も寝てろ。
Murakumo sprays the perfume at Tsumi, who ran to Tsubaki as aid.
かけさせやがって。
Nicely done, Kurudani! Tsubaki probably didn't notice her because she was hiding in the staircase.
ちょっとあれ何？
Huh? She looks up in shock as the giant gears behind us. At the giant gears behind us. They've completely descended. And above them... It ruptured? A rift like the one Meteor created when she arrived is expanding. Well, that's less than ideal. Oh, jeez, I just fucking noticed the Ermine! Look at that fucking creature straight from the devil! Begone! Begone, foul creature! What the fuck is up with that Ermine right now? Stop looking at me like that! I don't like it! Carefree voice comes through the rift, and with it emerges the principal and Momo. Looks like the latter is carrying a large piece of machinery in one hand. And following them... Hina... Ah yes, the lolly Avengers. Her hair is down, she's not wearing glasses. I was wondering if it was her for a second, but there's no doubt about it. She looks completely uninterested in us and stares at the gears beneath her feet. Her feet.
なんか雰囲気違うな。元からそんなテンション高い人じゃなかったけどよ。
Yeah, she's clearly different from the person who would be nonchalantly standing beside Eva. They could, like, I know stakes and all that, but they could solve this so easily just by saying that what was written in the Black Diary, namely that at the end, with her dying breath, Kral used a spell on Angel that made sure she would remember Hina when she saw her after she's reborn. Because yes, they searched, but they gave up because they just assumed that wasn't, like, while she was reborn, she wouldn't awaken to her powers. Just the information that a spell was cast that would ensure that she would awaken to those powers would immediately make it so they would probably abandon this plan. Like, just, like, I know that it's all supposed to be dramatic finale and all that, but all fucking stakes have been drained from it for me because everyone is just being stupid. They have the critical information, they just need to tell Hina to make her stop with this plan. You know what? Just to fucking prove my point. Just to fucking prove my point.
朝霧に散る花
As I say, I place my hand on her forehead and give her my meager remnants of mana. At the very least, in order to buy you some time and place my hopes in the future, I will contain your consciousness in your soul. What are you doing? I'm making it so that if your mother ever returns to this world, she'll be able to remember you. Yes, but I don't know when. Like, just this information. Just... Oh, there's also... Wait. Just telling Hina this information would likely immediately make her abandon her current plan. Because she has the order to save the students, but she wasn't ordered to save them in this particular way. She herself still has morals, so it's likely that she would just choose to go the other way. Like, yes, there's a likelihood that she would choose not to go down that route, because after so many years of just that apparently after all the years that apparently like broke her psyche, she might not care anymore. But it is more than likely that she would actually like abandon the current plan.
ロードしますか？ロードしました。
They're different for the person who would be nonchalantly standing beside Iba. Okay, that hair is fucking ridiculous at that point. Like, yeah, if you wanted her to look like she has wings, just give her wings. That hair looks stupid. Hina! She seems to respond to that name. She glances at me briefly before hearing my voice.
おいてめえら、今度は何をしでかすつもりだ。
今さら何を言っているのかな。夜の生徒たちを助け出す儀式に決まっているじゃないかね。
てめえらのやり方じゃ助けるうちに入らねえよ。
非人道的な儀式をあくまで強行するというなら断固阻止します。
それならこちらは断固強行させてもらうまでさ。さあ将軍院さん、ちゃっちゃとやってしまう。はいです。しょ。
Momo takes a trap she's carrying and installs it into the gears.
何をしてるの？
何をも何も。
The principal looks down at us and responds to Heidi's voice, and her face turns into a scowl.
おやおや、なんてことを。
Seeing the unconscious Sumi and Tsubaki, she looks
ひ
dejected.
どいことをするな、君たち。その二人にはこの歯車を持ち上げてもらおうと思っていたのに。
勝手なこと言ってんじゃねえよ。
問題ありません。そんなまた無理をされてはよろしくありませんよ。
With a glare, she suppresses the principal's concerns and then slowly moves her hand. A rift just like the one above the gears appears beside us without a sound. Hina coolly emerges from it, attended by the principal and Momo. Hey, principal. I ignore Hina and ask the principal a question directly. Where's Muko? Is he on the other side of that rift?
いやいや違うよ。彼女なら当分絶対に出られない。ある場所にいるのさ。待って、何するの？
She raises her voice. Turn to see where Heidi's looking. There, Hina has her hands on the gears.
浮かんだ。
In no time at all, the gears rise back up into the sky. Did Hina do that?
そうらしいわね。
They wanted to have the two Magi do it for them, but she did it by herself in mere
見て
seconds.
る場合じゃないわ。あれは止めないと。
ああ、ダメですよ。近づいたらモモが許しませんから。
Momo blocks Heidi's way as she tries to get closer to Hina. Step aside, Momo.
待て子が、そいつはうかつに近づいていい相手じゃねえんだよ。
そうだったわね。
She reluctantly takes a step back. Is she really that dangerous? She doesn't have that tuning fork this time.
身体能力を強化されたタイプのホムンクルスなんだと思うわ。動きも力も尋常じゃないの。
I see. Used to have fought her before. I should heed their
かすみ
warning.
たちのこと頼む。
He blazes Sumi on the ground and takes my place, defending Heidi.
村雲くん、そんな怖い顔されたらモモ悲しいです。
あいにくムカついてるもんで。
仕方ないですね。
She shrugs her shoulders and toddles towards us. Monakuma, get back! Momo casually swings an arm, grazing Monakuma's cheek as he rushes to leap
あ
away.
ら、避けられちゃいました。
He'd look like a completely different person if he didn't.
さあ、風圧だけで目が痛えってどんだだよ。
He rubs his eyes and recovers his stance. We'll force our way through no matter what it
ダメで
takes.
す。
She grabbed me while I tried to slip by her side. I attempt to shake her off, but she pulls me towards her. Instead, pulls me towards me. She's overpowering me! It comes as a surprise when she has such a small body. This is what happens when a homunculus' physical strength is
寝
boosted.
ててもらいます。
Momo raises her free arm, poised to punch me. I use my other arm to guard my face, trying to prevent a fatal blow. Suddenly, she loses her footing and
子
falls.
が早く離れろ。
That was close! Monokuma would circle around and behind and trip to Momo. Okay, I know that he probably like kicked her feet or something, but they makes it sound like he like went behind her and hit it with the fucking knees. Fuck. Ball.
足払いなんてずるいですよ、村熊くん。
ずるいもクソもあるか。
あなたこそ寝てなさい。嫌です。
Heidi goes to spray the perfume at her while she's down, but she manages to evade it. Having gotten away from Momo, I take the chance to check on the arm that she grabbed. She's fine, but it's all bruised. If she had used her full power, she probably would have crushed it. Heidi shouts to us from a distance while looking up at the sky. The gears are continuing to rise and have almost reached their original position. Monokuma, you go! I make a desperate charge at Momo and spray the perfume, or so I pretend to do and attempt to grab her instead. Monokuma tries to run past her, but... Before I'm able to get a hold of her, she drives a heavy fist into my stomach.
はいはい、帰って。
Monokuma was hoisted up by his collar like a cat being grabbed by the scruff of his neck and tossed back in our direction.
大丈夫？
俺はなんとか。おいクソ子が生きてるか？
Yeah! Let's take her backwards and end up having to go down on one knee. Tsubaki's kick was well aimed, but all things considered, she's still a girl, so it wasn't too big of a deal. But Momo, she's like a truck.
そうがいいさ。よくぞ阻んでくれたね。おかげで。ほら。
We haven't heard from Maya in a while. I imagine how hilarious it would be if, like, Maya just snuck away onto the gears while they were fighting without anyone noticing, and like, fucking Fuito is like, ah yes, so great, you did well in holding them off. As a result, look, and just as they all look up, they just see the fucking machine plummet towards the ground and just smash on the floor.
戻りました。そうだよ。歯車は再び天に帰ったのだよ。
We're now in the same position as when we first saw them. They are now in the same position. We didn't make it in time. Hina's body sways as she collapses onto the floor unconscious. Setting those gears back up must have been no ordinary feat. Momo rushes to her side and holds Hina in her arms.
よろしい。お母様が気を失っておられるのは残念だが仕方がない。時間だからね。さて、いよいよだ。点灯！
As if in response to the principal's voice, the machine that was installed into the gears activates. What in the world?
貿易さ、かっこいいだろう。
That's spicy meatball. The machine, as she calls a projector, emits light, displaying a giant magic circle in the air.
魔法陣か。
投影、こういうこと。これで私たちの勝ちだよ、特佐の諸君。
Proclaiming that as she looks up at the magic circle, she spreads her arms in a more grandiose manner than ever before.
ふざけんな。誰が諦めるかよ。
そうよ。発動だけは止めてみせるんだから。何を言ってるのかな。あの魔法陣はもう放っておいても発動するのだよ。
What?
本当だわ。
もう動いてんのか。
あの光の色は魔法陣全体に魔力を行き渡らせる色よ。あの魔法陣は生きてる。
Looking at the giant magic circle in the sky, Heidi clenches her fists in frustration. Why is it missing the end quotation marks? Her triumphant laugh echoes throughout the entire realm.
もうマギエもいらない。何も必 人がこの異空間全てを吸収し、即座に魔術を発動させるのだ。残念だったね、特佐の諸君。この計画はこれにて無事達成終了だ。さあ、いよいよ全てがよみがえる。西寮の生徒たちは全て夜の生徒へと生まれ変わる。
You know what? At this point, Maya has been freed of my suspicions. Now I think she's actually gonna be the one that fucking saved them all. Like, she's actually going to be the critical member at this point. Like, the setup was either she's gonna be a fucking rat, or she's going to be the secret MVP. We can, at this point, probably exclude rat. She's going to be the MVP. We can't do anything but look up to the sky dumbfounded while the principal is convinced that her victory is all but assured.
学園長、変です。なんだ。
軌道の魔力は全体に行き渡っているはずなのに、光の色が変わらないわ。もしかして魔力が足りない？
まあ待ちたまえ。
She glances over the magic circle and lets out a surprised voice upon noticing one particular spot on it.
あの影は
Maya!
影があるわね。確かに。
She points at the location, but you finally realize what's happened. There's a black shadow in one part of the magic circle, as if there was a small stain.
あの横の文字は魔力の吸収を示す文字だわ。
あそこだけ光ってねえな。
So that magic circle is not going to absorb this world just yet.
そうなるわね。
魔法陣の板にはあんなものはなかったはずだが、なぜ？まさかレンズに傷が？取り付けるときにチェックしたとも。傷などなかった。マヤ、お願い。
Heidi shouts out after returning to her senses. I instantly understand what she's trying to do. Wadako and I run out. I grab Tsubaki and he grabs Sumi. Kurani opens the door in front of us with the key of the honest.
総合員さん、逃がすな。はい、待てよ。お母様が。
Momo tries to pursue, but since she's carrying the unconscious Hina, she's confused as to what to do. We waste no time in escaping through the door.
どこがいいかわかんなかったから、とりあえず地下なんだけど。
上出来よ。
The place we escaped was the storeroom in the we escaped to was the storeroom in the library. Heidi, why did we retreat? Should we really be leaving that thing alone? I followed Heidi, figuring that we wanted to prioritize recovering Tsubaki and Sumi, but I can't help but worry about that magic circle in the sky. Now, immediately debunked, Maya was sadly not the MVP. She did save them, though. It would have been far funnier if she was like up there on the gears, like clinging to the fucking magic projector thingy in fucking fear of heights, while also trying to be useful. That would have been hilarious. She nods in response to my question.
空に浮かんだ魔法陣は魔力によってできている異空間を吸収してその魔力を使う仕組みだったようなの。
その吸収がなんでかできなかったみてえだな。
ええ、そうよ。原因はわからないけれど魔法陣の一部がうまく照射されていなくて発動しなかったのね。
Ulrich? But like, we know that Ushio did not have enough time to tamper with it. Was Ulrich just playing along the entire time? Was that the guess? And weird shadow, huh?
あれがたまたま魔力の吸収を意味する文字のそばにできていたから 即座に異空間を吸い上げて発動することができなかったのね。
By immediately, do you mean that the magic circle's still absorbing it, just not all at
と
once?
てもゆっくりにはなってると思うけれど、徐々に異空間を吸い込んではいると思うわ。だからこの先、異空間はだんだん小さく狭くなって。
で、吸い込み切ったら魔法陣が発動するわけか。
そうよ。発動する魔術は以前のものと同じ。西両の生徒を器に、夜の生徒を完全に召喚して。
How much time do you think we
ざ
have?
っと見た感じだと、あと15、6時間はかかりそうだったわ。だから一旦引くべきだと思ったの。
A bit over half a day, huh? That's
え
good.
え、とにかくその間にあの投影機を何とかする方法を考えた方がいいでしょ。それに霞たちをあのままにしておくのもどうかと思って。
Yeah, that's for
お
sure.
かげで取り返せたけど、しかしあの歯車も相当な高さにあるしな。
それもよ。どのみちあの場では桃香にも邪魔されてるし、あの高さまで行くのは無理だったわ。
Alright, that makes sense.
じゃあルイさんとみちるちゃんもこっちに呼んだ方がいいよね。
Yeah, let's do that. Can we still use the key of Giannis? Free with the hole in the other world would take too much time to get to by
いい
foot.
よ、行こう。
No, I mean anyone out of us here. You already used it a few
大
times
丈夫だよ。
already.
猫の時も平気だったでしょ。
I guess.
じゃあお願いするわ。
オッケー。
She opens the door and we go to the other world to bring Michiru and Louis back. Luckily, they didn't seem to have been spotted by anyone and we're still waiting in the hall. The hall. Hall people. Kudos to you if you get the fucking reference. Oh, it's my favorite mug. Oops.
みちるちゃん、
Luckily, I carry Louis on my back and we return to the storeroom.
みちるちゃん大丈夫？うん。じっとしてたからだいぶ良くなったみたい。よかったね。
Sounds like we don't have to worry about Michiru's health anymore. There's still... ID, the perception blocking perfume is still in effect, right? So we can't use the key of Giannis to find Muko.
まだ無理ね。
What's a place that she absolutely won't be able to leave supposed to mean?
なんか学園長がそんなこと言ってたな。
Is there any way that comes to
意味深
mind?
な言い方よね。随分と自信ありげだったし。
魔法陣を何とかするなら獅子語りを先に取り返した方がいいかもな。あいつならなんか思いつくだろう。
That's what I'd like to do. She'd be able to come up with some sort of countermeasure. Destroying the other world was her idea to begin with, even if it didn't work. She's always been the best in the group for that kind of stuff.
出らんないってことはさ、やっぱり鍵のかかった場所なんじゃないの？
No
な
doubt
ん
it.
で？
If all it takes is a key, the principal wouldn't have said absolutely.
そっか。
学園長のあの態度からしてそんな簡単な場所じゃねえよな。
それなら基本的にはヤヌスの鍵が通じない場所だと考えた方がいいんじゃないかしら。ヤ
Yeah.
ヌスの鍵があれば大体は出られるんだし、こちらが鍵を持ってることは向こうも承知の上のはずだしね。
ってことはリトが閉じ込められてたっていう時間の流れとは断絶した空間、そこなら時を操るマギエしか絶対に出入りできないんだろ。
Nah, I thought about that, but I don't think that's it either. Rita was released because having too many people in there would have been too much of a burden, right?
でもかすみとミブさんは出てきたわけだから。
それでも特殊な空間だから出入りに魔力を使う可能性はあるわ。
ああ、そうか。歯車のところで大量に魔力使うかもしれないんだったら。
Yeah, Hina didn't look like she was holding up too well.
学園の外にいる。
いや、それ出られないとは言わないだろう。
あれ？そっか。
わからないわね。私たちのまだ知らない空間が他にもあるのかしら。
ミブさん。
Tsubaki was lying on the floor, groans and opens her eyes. Hold it. Hold on, is the hypnosis
あ
gone
れ
yet?
から時間は経ってるし、みちるを呼びに行ったりしてる間に効果は切れてると思うわよ。
Like an hour? What? I was ready to defend myself, but Tsubaki doesn't act hostile and instead lowers her head apologetically.
すまない。迷惑をかけたみたいだな。
Thank goodness it's gone.
ミブさん大丈夫ですか？もう変な歯車守ろうとか思ってません？
思ってないよ。もう君たちに手をあげるだなんて。
魂に上書きする暗示だもの。仕方ないわ。
It's worn off, so don't worry about it.
ありがとうミー君。すまないな。思いっきり蹴ってしまって。
I'm fine now, so don't sweat it.
こいつ頑丈ですから。
Yeah. However, I can still feel some pain from Momo's attack. That's homunculus for you.
ところで何の相談だったんだ？獅子ヶ谷さんは。
Well, we explained to her that Mook was been captured and what the principal said.
何か思い当たることでも？
いや、なんとなく勘なんだが、獅子ヶ谷さんは地下にいるような。
Basement?
ああ、でも本当に勘だよ。今なぜかそう思っただけで。
でも椿はマギエよ。しかもさっきの様子じゃ相当能力が伸びているわ。
So she can read souls. She might have the ability to like sense their location as well. Currently, it's worth believing in her hunches.
探してみようぜ。
私はなんて無力なんだろう。
The plan to destroy the other realm proved to be useless in the end, even though it put everyone in danger.
暗示魔術が発動するの？
That disc the principal showed me. When it activates, I'll be put under its hypnosis as well. I'll forget all about the Weststorm students. And among them is
ムツキ。
my dear, dear
私
friend.
はあなたのことも忘れてしまうの。
All I can do is wait until that moment arrives.
まだ古賀君たちが。
I want to believe in them. I want to believe that they'll find some way to stop the principal's plans, but staying here by myself is causing the despair to eat away at me. We chose the night students and you want to forsake them.
見捨てた。今大切な仲間だと思っているカラスマ君を。
You didn't wish to be revived by having to sacrifice someone, and that is our wish as well.
今の私は
Can't even grant him that wish. We were prepared to see him go, and yet
クエン側の動きを読み切れず、ここまで追い詰められてしまった。
was it because the thought of having to abandon Karasuma was weighing on our minds? If school succeeds with the ritual, Karasuma will return. We'd forget everything and go back to that time.
そんな風に心のどこかで思っている。だから推理が鈍ったの。
Now, for your deductions, it was just a lack of information. That wasn't your fault. It is 100% your fault that you still haven't noticed that there's a very easy fucking solution to this problem. Just tell fucking Hina that Angel is reincarnated with the ability to retain her memories and powers. Okay? Okay. In which case, how weak of a person I must be. I was the one who forsook the Weststorm students in Lutsuki.
私は
Koga, even though I said such caustic words that time.
よくなんかありません。ムツキと引き換えにカラスマ君を失って、それで私が本当に喜ぶとでも思っているんですか？
Blurting that out, I was more upset about losing Karasuma than I thought I would be. Has that been bothering me this entire time?
ごめんなさい。
Why hello there? No need to say sorry. He's the one who's in the most pain. What is he up to right now? Bet he's worried sick about me since I haven't returned.
優しい人だから。
As I sit, I intentionally fiddle with a mist wrapped in a talisman that rolled over to my feet.
でも
If he knew that while I was waiting here for the night to fall, that I was spacing out and thinking such cruel thoughts about returning to those
怒
times.
られるでしょうね。
Even though he knew that he might not be able to save Karasuma, he chose to respect his friend's wishes.
何をしてるの？ 途方に暮れてる場合じゃないでしょ。獅子型に牛を。
I slap myself on the cheeks. If I have the leisure to be moping, I should be finding some way out of
そう
here.
よ。でないと。
Both Koga and Karasuma would be angry with me. Probably Mutsuki too. Told her to calm myself down. Help me out here.
せめて支えになろう。
If I can't escape from here, I might be able to relate to them what I
考
know.
えて何かできること。今の私でもできることを。
Still remember the night students, which means that this magic circle hasn't activated
役
yet.
に立ちたい。古賀君を支えたい。お願い、しっかりして、私。
Some way to get out of here, or some way to let them know what I know. Perhaps some way to undo the seal on a mist. As I'm looking around the treasury at random for something I can use, a glimmer of light enters my field of view.
何か光ってる。
Deep inside the treasury, something is faintly
Mister?
shining. The seal might have worn off. I hurriedly get up and look around where I saw the light.
あった。
Underneath the mist that's wrapped in a sealing talisman is a box.
なんでしょうか。ここにあるということは、おそらくそうなのでしょうけど。
And constantly start talking aloud to myself. When I lift it up, the talisman plastered to its bottom flutters to the ground. That's gonna be the mist that good old Kral turned into. It wasn't purposely attached to the mist, so it wasn't effective. Properly attached to the mist, so it wasn't effective. The principal had to deal with it. So many mists, it's no surprise that there was one that was overlooked.
でも、さっき散々探したときは、こんなものなかった。
Was it intentionally somewhere else, unsealed? Then when it was drawn to my desires. If that's the case, then Lady Luck is on my side.
どんなミスとかはわからないけれど。
Right now, I want to cling to any glimmer of hope I have. Not to mention, mists appear beside those who need them. Since it's suddenly lit up, there's a good chance that it's a mist that's useful to me. Making up my mind, I opened the lid of the small box. A flickering blue flame with an intricate pattern inscribed on it appears, along with a beautiful melody like one from a music box. It's almost like a will-o-wisp, but oddly enough, I don't feel
あ
afraid.
なたが呼んだの？
Hi, Kral!
はい。
I never expected it to talk to me. I hastily nod, wide-eyed in surprise.
このミストは特別なミスト。切実で純粋。そして未来を切り開こうとする強い意志に応えて現れる。
未来よ。
I definitely did wish for that. Activated a
あな
response.
たの望みは？
ここを出て、そして誰かを犠牲にしようとしている計画を止めたいのです。
I give a simple explanation of the state of affairs as I think. How the administration is trying to revive the students from 20 years ago. How they want to sacrifice the West Storm students. I was captured and trapped in
仲
here.
間はそのために戦ってくれています。私も彼らと一緒にみんなを助けたい。
The will-o-wisp wavers, appearing to
あな
nod.
たはラズリット・ブロッドストーンを持っていますね。
ええ、持っています。
The one I picked up on in the other world is in my inner
それ
pocket.
を箱の中に入れてください。
わかりました。
Take out the stone and do as I'm told.
少し魔力が足りないようですが、それはここを出てから補充しても間に合うでしょう。もう一つ、このミストを使うためにあなたが捨てなければならないものがあります。
捨てなければ。
それはあなた
Oh.
自身の存在です。
I call bull. Like, what the fuck kind of piece of shit did you turn into, Kral? Literally. That is a piece of crap mist. Following Tsubaki's intention, we leave the library and split up to search for Muko. Actually, you know what? I'm ending the part here.
セーブしますか？セーブしました。
I do have a shift tomorrow, so I do have to kind of end it sometime soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you next time. Bye-bye.